monsters! Hello, interwebs, and welcome back to Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations 2. My name's SkiniMini.
And I'm Pharaoh.
Last episode, we listened to Dogen's testimony, and turns out that he's not the killer at all, or Anubis. And we pretty much dissected the evidence a little bit, and it's like, okay, what can we figure out? What's going on? So apparently, Gumshoe has a analysis video thing called Mr. Analysis, and we've used that to kind of dissect the video a little bit to kind of get a clearer picture. And it turns out that the shadow that attacks nightly is supposedly a bear, which is J. Elbert's Pokemon. Sorry, animal.
Yeah.
So yeah, Pokemon on the brain, I guess.
I guess.
I guess. So, and the only thing that's different about this person being attacked is that they have a guard's uniform on, and we have evidence to support that it's that stolen uniform, most likely. So, let's go ahead and present that right there.
Take that!
There we go. There was no report of a guard being attacked by an animal. However, we did hear that a guard's uniform was stolen. Putting two and two together, I'd say this was a disguise for the purpose of a prison escape.
Disguised as a guard? That sounds like it could have been successful, sir. Huh? Speaking of prison escapees, or escapes, never mind.
Indeed, that person certainly was successful. We were all under the impression that the person in this video was Knightley.
But it's his cell, after all. Why would it be anyone else?
That line of logic no longer holds. Remember the tunnel under his bed. It's possible that whoever used this tunnel is the one in this video.
It seems it is time to answer that question. Just who is the person in this video?
The person in this video is...
J. Albert!
Where is he?
He's right underneath.
Oh.
Yeah.
That goofy looking face. The person wearing the guard's uniform is... the escaped prisoner, J. Albert. The probability is extremely high. His pet is a polar bear cub.
But the bear here is black!
We have evidence that can explain this matter. The reason a polar bear became black is...
oh, the mud and stuff.
Which...
Or the tunnel itself, because it's gross.
Actually, I think it might be on the nose with the mud. I'm trying to find evidence that shows that.
Check.
Oh, here we go. The rubber glove.
Yeah, the mud packs. Put them in mud packs. So, present.
Think back to Frank Sawwood's testimony. That's what we used. Where'd you get the mud in the glove coat? Oh, that's the mud from my packs. I was practicing fly my mud packs. Could you tell me when this took place in dating? Oh yeah, the animal show started. Around 9 a.m. The return then was by his pitch black. And I hear pure white. There's many girls still covering animals in mud. I don't know why. That's kind of weird him saying that, but whatever.
Ladies and gentlemen, Drunk Pharaoh.
Oh yeah, no, trust me, I'm worse. I'm actually drunk. During the animal show, Mr. Solid was applying mud packs to the animals.
So then, among those animals...
Was this polar bear? Yes.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, there is a huge contradiction in your argument. The security camera footage... Did you just cut me off?
Oh, hell yes, I did. Judge Coordinate, you are quite right. Sawat used the mud packs during the animal show. Knowing this, a new contradiction in the video comes to light.
A new contradiction?
Okay, did you know when this footage was taken?
It was after the mud packs were used. That would put it around 9 a.m.
In that case, you should notice something strange about the video.
Huh? What's strange about it?
The strange thing that contradicts the time this video was taken is...
The timestamp? Because it says 6 instead of... Hello?
Regardless, it's before 9.
Yeah. Controller. Freaking thank you. Golly.
Take that!
Oh, jeez.
All good now?
Yeah, I got it. It's freaking my cursor wouldn't go over it, so I had to zoom in on it. Like stupid.
The time Solid covered the polar bear mud was around 9 AM, which means this video should also have been taken at 9 AM. However, the timestamp reads 6 AM. On that day, the prisoners went to the courtyard to watch the animal show. After this time, only 3 people remained behind. Dogen in the special cell, Solid in the workroom applying his mud packs, and the one who put his escape plan in motion at the moment, J. Albert. Albert left the polar bear in Solid's care and entered the secret tunnel. That was kind of adorable.
Oh.
However, the bear escaped from Solid and followed after its owner. Oh. And just as he was chasing after the escaped bear, Solid happened to witness the dog pulling the murder weapon out of the body. If Solid's testimony is correct, this video must have been taken around 9 AM. However, the timestamp is off by 3 hours.
Why would the timestamp be off like that?
Detective Gumshoe, I'd like you to examine the security camera.
Sorry to keep you waiting, sir. I asked all the guards and,
Uh-oh.
it seems the camera's power was cut off for a moment, throwing off the timestamp.
Damn it.
What?
The camera's an old model, so if it loses power, the clock stops as well.
In that case, this means the camera's power is cut for 3 hours. Excuse me.
While I'm on it, I've got some more information for you, sir. You heard that Knightley denied stealing the key, right? It seems nobody would believe the words of a criminal, but Knightley testified. I was knocked out too.
That may not necessarily be a lie.
Oh, sorry. That's her.
You're good.
My! There you all are. Making progress in your investigation. Can I be of any help?
Actually, Warden Roland, there is something we must report to you. The escaped prisoner, J. Albert, is most likely still inside the prison. He has disguised himself. Here's the proof. The person visible in the security video is Albert. So perhaps he's still in this very building. Hey.
That was weird. Come to think of it, didn't Mr. Albert have a bracelet like the other prisoners?
Your bracelet would have been concealed under the uniform sleeves. Moreover, the prison's main gate does not have a sensor to detect bracelets. All he would have to do is avoid any doors or sensors inside the prison.
That's right. So if he didn't enter the cells or the workrooms, could one of you guys be J. Albert? Ah, Rocky! Oh, there he is.
Stop it! What are you doing?
It would seem that Rocky has answered that question for us.
No! Rocky! This is all your fault!
The little guy loves you so much, it's inevitable. Or it's what?
Enviable.
Inviolable. Inviolable.
Oh. Right then, seize him at once!
Wait, there's something we must hear from this prisoner. It's necessary if we have to find the truth. I'd like permission to interrogate him.
Understood.
What do you want out of me? Albert's escape route is linked to Knightley's cell, so it's highly likely he knows something about the crime. I'd like to ask you about the day the body was found.
God, those eyes.
I was going to say, I'm like, that just don't look right.
Tiny pupils.
Oh my god.
Dude, you okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think it's the voices. Like when I overexert myself, I yawn.
Oh.
So.
Well, since you're doing J. Elbert, I could take over for Edgeworth.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
When the body was found.
When the Bodie.
So it's you guys? You were the ones who found my secret tunnel? It took me ages to dig that. The day the body was found was the day I had planned to escape. I was in disguise. Then Rocky followed after me. But it was all covered in mud. I panicked and returned to my cell. Damn! If only you guys hadn't shown up. If only Knightley hadn't died.
You say you dug the tunnel. What did you use to dig it?
Sucker. No?
No.
Okay, I tried.
You tried.
I tried.
I just facepalmed.
That's okay.
Yep.
Oh, that, just hammers and spoons, stuff like that. I bought them from the supplier, but it was all for nothing. No need to lose your temper. There's always next time.
On the day of the incident, it's possible that Albert met Knightley while he was alive. I'll have to listen to his testimony carefully. He just did, though.
Well, in terms of like this.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, sorry. My headphones fell off.
You're good.
Alright, when the body was found. So as you guys, you were the ones that found my secret tunnel. It took me ages to dig that. The day the body was found was the day I planned to escape. I was in disguise. Then Rocky followed after me. Oh crap. It's possible that Albert met Knightley before he died. I should listen to his interview that. Ages to dig that. We'll see. What evidence do we have? I'm thinking tunnel footprints. Oh yeah, spoons, forks. Okay. The body was found. I had planned. Okay, let's press on. The day the body was found was the day I planned to escape.
Okay.
Did you obtain the guard's uniform from the supplier too?
Yeah, that's right. Seems he got it by threatening a guard. The guy went and stole it from someone's locker.
So when you went through the tunnel, you were already dressed like a guard?
No, to ensure that the clothes wouldn't get stained with mud, I carried them with me. Once I got out of the hole and changed clothes, getting out of the cell doors was simple. And that's when Rocky ran up and jumped on me.
That must be the moment the security camera captured. I see. Could you add that to your testimony?
Once I got out of the hole and changed clothes, getting out of the cell doors was simple.
Okay, press on that. Because how is he gonna get out? Getting out of this... Ow! Shoot. I hit my knee on something.
Oh.
Getting out of the cell door was simple, you say?
Yeah, compared to going through the tunnel, it was very simple.
You inhabit a prison, yet you seem to know the layout of the detention center quite well.
What's so wrong about that? Sure, I've been to the detention center too.
In that case, he should have known about it from the start. When Knightley was in his cell, the door would have been locked, which means there was one piece of evidence Albert needed to escape. So I'm guessing getting out the cell doors was simple. So I'm guessing we may have to present the keys on that.
I mean, yeah, there are 2 nightly cells. It's like, how the fudge did you open it?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Okay, present. You say it was simple getting through the cell door?
Yeah, that's right. You got a problem with that?
Even though you managed to arrive at Knightley's cell, opening the door wasn't so simple. How did you intend to unlock the cell door? J. Albert, you had the key to Knightley's cell!
Oh, I ain't got nothing like that. That's it. It was open. It was just already unlocked when I got there.
You idiot, we had the video. Indeed, the cell was vacant after Knightley's death, which is why, at the time we conducted our investigation, it was unlocked. Your successful escape attempt occurred after Knightley's death, so the door would have been open. However, you had tried to escape once before then. The plan was foiled thanks to Rocky. The video shows it. Yes, that was during the animal show, before Knightley's death was known. And the cell door was locked, because no one knew he was dead. Without the key to Knightley's cell, your escape would have been impossible. That means it can't be. It's exactly what you think. In the case of the stolen key, the culprit is... J. Albert, you were the one who attacked the guard, weren't you?
I mean, they can't do that. I mean, the flashback didn't include the perspective.
Yeah, come on now. Man, stupid. The guard, and Knightley too, in order to steal the cell key.
It wasn't me. I don't know any Knightley.
After stealing the key, you returned to your cell as a precautionary measure. Then you waited for a time when the prison would be mostly vacant. That was just before Knightley's death became known. In other words, during the animal show. But in the end, the plan was foiled thanks to Rocky.
Well, don't screw with me. If you don't have any evidence, I'll still with my decision. Besides, it was that Knightley guy who attacked the guard, right?
I think not. Regarding the theft of the keys, Knightley was the victim. This proves Knightley was the victim who was attacked in his cell. We already did that. I totally forget.
Let's see here.
This proves Knightley was the victim who was attacked in his cell. Ow!
Well, think about any evidence that we have pertaining to his cell.
Oh. Sorry, I got a scary text message for a second.
Okay.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Okay.
So this proves Knightley was the victim who was attacked in his cell. Hold on. Oh, but size bracelet. How do this proves Knightley was the victim. Okay, no, not Knightley's memo. Oh, wiped floor, right?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Present. That animation takes so long.
I know, it's like, come on, we know.
We get it. In Knightley's cell, there was traces of blood which had been wiped away. I believe this is more than enough proof Knightley was attacked in his cell. You attacked those 2 people and stole the key, didn't you?
Oh!
Oh.
Damn! I never thought you'd find a bloodstain I wiped away with the newspaper.
Why would you go through all the trouble of wiping the bloodstain?
On the hands of Knightley and the guard, there were obvious signs of scuffle, you know? The bloodstains were uncovered. They find out that there was another attacker. If anyone looked around the bed, that tunnel I dug would be discovered.
So you were trying to buy more time for your escape attempt. but I'm afraid to say your plan still ended in failure. Now then, hand over the keys to Knightley's cell.
Damn it! Rocky, no!
Rocky, no! What just happened?
I think he got knocked out.
Edra said to knock you out.
What does LL Cool J do nowadays besides being on NCIS?
Being on NCIS?
What the hell are we gonna complain for? I never watched that show. Is it any good?
I like it.
All right. I mean, are we gonna add another cop and criminal show on top of like the ones we already know?
Yep. Yep.
You know what? Actually, I started watching was Deception on ABC.
Is it good?
I like it, but I don't see how the hell you can keep doing it. Like a group of magicians helping the FBI? I don't know. I enjoy it.
Interesting.
Hey, ABC, give me money because I told you about the show.
Oh my god. Great, my video's gonna be copyright claimed. Thanks.
Oh, wouldn't that be
Thanks.
stupid? I'm sorry.
Well, nowadays you never know what YouTube's gonna do.
Right. If I just fart into the camera, that would be assault apparently. On people's nostrils. Or mainly mine, because it's my microphone.
Oh my god. Please
Okay.
read the text.
Okay. No way. How could an amateur like you knock me out?
Here. I got the keys right here. Yay.
Where'd
Thank
you
you.
Where'd you pull those out there from, buddy?
Oh my god. Courtney. I don't know why I want to call her Whitney for some reason. Hold it. If you have the key, then that means... That's right, Judge. Huh?
Oh, so you want me to carry over?
Yeah.
That's right, Judge Courtney. You reasoned that Knightley stole the key and used it to leave his cell. From there, he entered Mr. Keyes' cage and was moved to the workroom. However, the very foundation of the hypothesis has collapsed. Oh! I see. In that case, there's...
What the hell was that?
I don't know, to be quite honest with you.
Ow.
Oh! There was only one person who could have moved Knightley. The criminal must have been someone who knew about the secret tunnel.
Hey, are you suggesting... J. Albert, you're under arrest, pal.
Wait! I didn't do nothing! Sure, I knocked out those two guys, then I stole the keys. And after that, I waited for a perfect time to enter the guy's cell. But that cell was empty then. There was no dead body there either. And also, how could I have gotten into the workroom? I couldn't even leave my own cell, right? It's true, you only had the key to Knightley's cell. But there's also Dogan's dog.
What?
It'd be possible for the dog to carry the body from the cell to the workroom. I see. So you're saying there was an accomplice? The crime would have been possible if Albert and Dogan were working together. It's perfectly plausible. Somehow Albert managed to carry Knightley's body to his own cell.
And then the dog must have carried it to the workroom.
Yes, because all the animals can move freely in the prison. But that's not the case in the path between the detention center and the prison. The only one who could use that route was you, J. Albert.
What if there's another route that you didn't know about?
There couldn't have been. The tunnel's a straight path, is it not?
Yeah, seems like it. I didn't have enough time to dig any more than I did. I only dug halfway up the corridor.
What? You mean to say that you didn't dig the entire tunnel?
When I got to that cell, the tunnel's already there. There's a tunnel linking my cell to the well. Looking down the well from the courtyard, there's no mistaking it. They've always been connected. I just continued the tunnel with my digging.
What?
What was that hole doing there in the first place?
Who knows? Maybe another inmate dug it in and attempted to escape?
Or maybe the animals dug it. Maybe they wanted to drink from the well.
That's highly doubtful.
There's no water in that well anymore. It's all dried up. Wait a minute. That's it. For some reason, that well gave off a nice scent.
What?
Why are you quiet?
Huh?
Why are you being so quiet?
What do you mean by being so quiet? I had a thought.
Ah.
I had a theory, and I think my theory may be right.
We'll just have to see.
Okay, all right, okay.
Oh, it's me.
Yeah, is that what?
I think that's why. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I thought you had realization. That's why I was like kind of waiting for you. Like,
I did, but I was keeping it to myself.
Okay. A nice scent. I don't know what it was, but it smelled sweet, like candy. This scent. I believe we've come across it before.
We have?
We know this scent from.
Do we? Oh!
Oh, I see it.
What was it? Hold on. Oh, I thought it was the chisel, because we were in Dogen's cell, and we were like, oh, something smells sweet, didn't we?
I'm not sure about that, but take a look at your evidence. You'll see it.
Oh no, the crime scene notes.
Yes.
It has a sweet scent. Oh, I forgot about that. That was a long time ago.
Well, it was, maybe in terms of us playing, it was a long time ago, but for viewers, it's like, it was just, how can you guys not remember? It was just a few episodes ago. Yes.
For us, that was a few months ago.
You see the sacrifices that we do for you, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Present.
I'll do Edgeworth.
Okay.
Knightley's body was giving off a sweet candy-like scent. We used a police dog to track that scent, and that led us to discover the tunnel. By any chance, could this be the same scent as the well? Of course, when I do Edgeworth, she comes. Prosecutor Edgeworth, I know what you're trying to say. That the scent proves the body was carried down through the tunnel. Exactly. And, J. Albert, you are the only one who could have used the tunnel. Thank you. Mr. Albert, I am very grateful to you. At last the truth comes to light. Mr. Albert, wouldn't it be wise to confess now? To being an accomplice, I mean.
Don't tell me you suspect me too.
Judge Courtney, it seems you and I have come to the same conclusion. Not at all. Our thoughts on this matter are still quite different. Mr. Elwood was certainly an accomplice, but an accomplice to Horace Knightley. Hold it! Okay, you can beat Edward now. I'm like, freaking every time I take over, it's like, oh, she's back. Son of a okay.
What do you mean?
Mr. Elbert did not move the body. He simply lent the victim his keys. What? It would seem Mr. Elbert did indeed strike Mr. Knightley on the head. However, Mr. Knightley was not knocked out. The two must have made a little negotiation.
Negotiation?
For Mr. Knightley's escape plan to work, he would have needed the keys to his cell. So Mr. Elbert stole them from the guard. On the other hand, for Mr. Elbert to escape, he needed to get to Mr. Knightley's cell. But if Mr. Knightley had seen him and yelled, the plan would have gone down the drain. And so, they negotiated.
I didn't negotiate nothing.
Oh, you still intend to deny it?
I see. So, in other words, we're back where we started.
Mr. Albert opened the cell door and Mr. Knightley entered Mr. Keyes' cage. Sorry, I like that part. And then he was moved into the prison. Oh, I see what she's saying.
Of course! And then he was killed in the prison workroom! Weren't you listening? The scent of the body shows it must have been moved through the tunnel. Knightley was moved from the detention center through the tunnel, damn it all.
Please wait until someone is finished before speaking. Do not claim that he wasn't moved through the tunnel.
What? You don't?
The scent shows that the body was moved through the tunnel. However, that doesn't mean it came from the detention center. What do you mean? That sure sounds like a contradiction to me. Isn't there one more possibility? The well in the courtyard. It's possible the body was dropped down from there. The courtyard? Ah! The well in the courtyard! Mr. Keyes carried the cage not to the workroom, but the courtyard. Mr. Knightley was killed in the courtyard and his body was dropped down the well. Oh. Whoop. And then the body at the bottom of the well was moved by Mr. Dogan's dog. But... Now, there's one thing I'd like you all to remember. Before the body was discovered, what was happening in the courtyard? The animal show, right? Regina and Simon were there. Wait, Simon? Ah! I see you understand. Who then dropped the body down the well?
George Courtney. She's a tough opponent. Her flexible way of thinking enables her to adapt and come up with her own deductions.
Mr. Knightley was not carried to the workroom, but to the courtyard. And Mr. Keyes was off stage for 15 minutes. This was when he dropped Mr. Knightley down the well. It's as simple as that.
Judge Courtney, your reasoning is sound. I'll admit that. However, let's say the body was dropped down the well. That didn't have to be done during the show. It could have been happened at a different time.
Unfortunately for you, Prosecutor Edgeworth, that is not possible.
What?
When the show started, Mr. Elbert was in the tunnel on his way to the cell block. Mr. Elbert, at that time, did you happen to see a body in the tunnel?
Nope, nothing like that. Ugh.
So, if the body had been dropped before the show, Mr. Elbert would have seen it. However, he has stated that he did not see a body. So it is impossible to think the body was dropped before the show. And after the show, the body was discovered in the workroom. In other words, the body being dropped down the well and then moved to the workroom could only have been done during the show. And the only one who could have done it is Simon Keyes.
No!
Mr. Edgeworth, what should we do?
If the body was moved through the well, that does put Mr. Keyes at a major disadvantage. However, the notion that the body was moved through the well is only a hypothesis. That doesn't mean that there's evidence.
I am obligated to recognize that fact.
Will you allow me to investigate that courtyard once more?
I give my approval is the name of the goddess of law.
Reinvestigating the courtyard. I fear this may be our final chance.
Whoa, what the heck?
Huh? What?
Ooh, fire!
Could be another prison break, pal.
Should we evacuate?
Oh, Lord. Everyone, please remain calm. This is just the signal for the evening meal. It's a little loud, so I can understand why you'd be surprised. It sure scared me. I'm terribly sorry. And with that, everyone, please return to your posts. J. Elbert, it's also time for you to return to your room.
Good. But I got it. Let's go, Rocky.
Aw, nice try.
Warden Roland, we will be proceeding to the courtyard for another investigation.
Isn't it time for you to go home as well, Mr. Edgeworth? It looks like we're out of time. Why don't you continue this another time?
But the investigation.
Today's been a big day, right? With the escaped prisoner and all. So I'm afraid I can't let outsiders like you loiter around any longer.
No.
This is my decision as the warden of the prison. Ah! Looks like it can't be helped. The warden's words can be called the law of the prison. Prosecutor Edgeworth, this means we will have to carry out our investigation another day. Until then, you may hold on to your prosecutor's badge. And with that, I leave you. Now, I think it's time you all left.
Well, it looks like we'll have to continue the investigation tomorrow. Knightley's body was dropped down the well. It was carried to the workroom from Mr. Albert's cell. This is Judge Courtney's logic, but is it correct? And Judge Courtney claims that Mr. Keyes transported him, but was Mr. Keyes really the only one with a chance to move him?
Mr. Edgeworth, let's do our best tomorrow. We have to save Simon no matter what.
Indeed, I agree. I must prove Mr. Keyes' innocence until without fail.
Ah, yes.
Tomorrow.
Okay, long episode.
Again, yeah, I didn't realize I was gonna go like that, but
Holy crap, y'all.
so be it.
Dude, that was a lot. It felt like a lot happened in this section.
Yes, it did. Sorry about that.
It's okay. So I guess the next episode we'll investigate the stage again and figure out what happened. I have theories, but I don't know. Things just didn't add up with what we discovered. But I mean, who knows what'll happen? Who knows?
Whew.
Yeah. Whew. So thank you guys so very much for watching, and if no one's told you that they love you today, we do.
Have a great day, everybody.
Bye!